Ooh, Matt's.
Well, Beth, you were really ready.
I was. I thought that was my cue.
Cue Beth. Cue Beth. Beth, kick us off.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. Really glad to see all of your faces again, at least the faces that have cameras on. Obviously, we share a community between Notary Stars and Sign and Thrive, TNT. So I'm just really happy to see everybody. Thank you so much for having me, Bill. My name is Beth Hathout. I'm in my 22nd year as a notary public, and I'm also the lead instructor for NotaryStars.com. Notary Stars is a training and listing platform. Our focus is on the loan signing agent. We leave the state level training to Laura. We don't do much of that. Although we can help you find your state regulations, teach you how to do that. We are enjoying our 4th year business and have a user base of just over 10,000 notaries across the country. I wanted to take a minute and invite you to join an initiative that will be playing out all of this year during our once monthly webinars on Wednesdays. Those are called Notary Stars Unlimited. The initiative is to inspire notaries to join their state advocacy groups and get involved in lawmaking decisions that shape how we do our job and serve the public. Our goal is to bring together notary advocacy groups from all 50 states and present them to you the 3rd Wednesday of every month at Notary Stars. Currently, Matt Miller is with us today too. Currently, we have the California League of Independent Notaries, Georgia Notary Network, North Carolina Notary Association, the Arizona Notary Alliance, Ohio Society of Notaries. I always get that one backwards, so I had to think about that for a minute. And we just recently added the New York Notary Alliance. That's just a drop in the bucket. And we need more state groups to join the initiative. So if you're part of an advocacy group or know of a group in your state, either a formal nonprofit or informal, right? We would like to see you become part of the movement. If you know of anybody, you can give us a direct contact line for somebody. We'd like for you to send an email to Beth@NotaryStars.com. And don't worry, guys. We've had people say, well, we're a training platform as well, and that's a conflict of interest. It isn't in our minds. We don't view you as competition, but collaborators and partners. So if you have a small informal group, drop me a line, let me know who you are. If you know of a formal group in your state, let me know if you've got a direct contact for them. We'd appreciate it. Thanks, guys, so much. And Bill, thanks for having me.
Absolutely my pleasure, Beth. Thank you for being here. Hi, everyone. I'm Bill Soroka, founder of NotaryCoach.com, notary business builder, and best-selling author of Sign and Thrive, How to Make 6 Figures as a Mobile Notary and Loan Signing Agent. I just want to piggyback real quick before we dive into the questions on Tuesday Notary Titans, and I introduce you to our other amazing co-host. I want to piggyback on what Beth's saying here. Here's the challenge that we have, and I love that Beth and Notary Stars are bringing these alliances and these advocates together. I think somewhere in our mind, we probably think that everybody just knows everybody already. And what I have learned is that is absolutely not true. Even though we have this amazing community here on TNT at Notary Stars, we are a really small piece of a 4.5 million member pie. There's 4.5 million notaries. We don't all know each other. So if you know somebody who's an advocate in your state, or you know of an organization, please don't just assume that Beth and Notary Stars or even me know about that organization. So even if Beth gets 10,000 emails tomorrow that says, hey, have you heard about the Pennsylvania Association of Notaries? That's okay, because it's not on the list yet, but maybe it deserves to be on the list, or the Florida Association of Notaries. All of these different organizations that exist, send an email over to Beth. Was it Beth@NotaryStars.com, Beth?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Fill her inbox so she can bring all these amazing advocates together and maybe even build a bigger alliance to see some significant change in our community. Thank you, Beth, for all you do there.
Thanks, Bill.
Let's bring up Laura Biewer, who's skidding in sideways. I love Tuesdays. Lots of skidding action happening. Laura, welcome.
Thank you. Is there any other way to fly?
Really not.
Welcome, everyone. So glad to be with you today. I was teaching a notary class this morning and just finished my part of it. Would love to, can I go ahead and use my new introduction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So I am best-selling author of Beyond Loan Signings, co-authored with Bill Soroka. We are so excited about its release and how many notaries, thank you, Jen, showing the cover there for me, how many people it's going to help, those who are already notaries and those who want to do what we do, because it's pretty fantastic. And so thanks for joining us today. Back to you, Bill.
Thanks. And I'm so excited about this book as well. In fact, many of you probably right as we started this TNT presentation about 7 minutes ago, received an email that announced that and gave you the links to participate and get that book if you'd like to. We're technically still in the stealth launch phase, but the cat got out of the bag really fast on that one. So we are rolling with it, and we want to get that in as many hands as possible, because really what that book represents is 17 years, 18 years. I always forget, Laura. Are we at 19 years now? Yeah, we're going on 20 years experience that Laura has building a business that clearly lasts and sustainable through and beyond loan signings. She's really tapped in. She coined the phrase specialty notary work, and we really outlined different specialties with your notary commission, specialties you can do under the notary umbrella that don't require a notary commission. Plus, and this is the real powerful thing, is it empowers you with her RIMSA framework to identify your own specialties. Every day in the course of your work as a mobile notary and loan signing agent, you are confronted with different opportunities every day, documents that might be repeatable, clients that might be repeatable, industries that might be repeatable, and having a framework to look at it and say, holy cow, maybe there's more of this, because where there's one, there's usually many, right? If one person needs a certain type of document notarized, there's probably thousands of people who need that type of document notarized. And this book gives you that framework to identify that on your own. It also goes into deep into Mike Michalowicz, his profit first system, and how Laura and I have implemented that system in our notary business to start earning profit from day one. Although for both of us, it was more like day 10,000, right? Because we discovered it so late. But we introduce you to that bookkeeping or accounting system that can change everything for you. And then, of course, where there's one, there's many. These relationships can be cultivated into lifetime customers, and we give you strategies to do that too, all for $2.99. That's $3 on the Kindle edition, $3 that could change your life forever. If you want to grab it, it's the lowest price it will ever be on Amazon right now. You can find that at beyondloansignings.com. Jen Cooper, did I say something? It looks like I said something.
I also think is really cool about this book. You guys get this book and they give you a good chunk of prompts for your Google business listings of services, so that when people are looking for Google for notaries doing specific things, they've given you already great stuff to just pull and put where you need it so that people can find you in this industry. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this book. So you forgot about that, Bill.
I did forget about that. Sorry, it took 2 years to write it and I've already forgotten it. That's how it goes. But yeah, we're super excited about that. Thank you so much. Spread the word. You'll start seeing social media probably here in a couple hours, right, Trisha? That should start rolling out here, emails and things like that. Anything you can do to get that into as many notary hands as possible, we absolutely appreciate that. We want to hear from you too. If it's made a difference, post a review on Amazon, send us an email. You know where to find me, orders@notarycoach.com. And Laura is Laura coachmelaura.com. All right. Yes. Thanks, Matt. It's an interactive tool too. Forgot the workbook component too. There's a whole workbook component, so it can be state specific for you and your needs. Okay. Let's jump in to what TNT is all about. I only see one hand up, and Patricia's been so patient. So I want to make sure that you raise your hand right now if you have a question. We're going to give away some prizes. So if that incentivizes you to raise that hand, please do so. This is a great time to ask about how to grow your business, especially about maybe how to grow some of those specialties that we're just talking about. We just released a book about this. It's on the top of our mind. We want to talk about it even more, so you can get those hands raised for that. Also, let's just talk about what TNT is. This is your opportunity to use the raise hand feature. When we call on you, please tell us what state you are in, get directly to your question, and then you can mute out or just let Beth, Laura, or myself, or all three of us answer that question. And then I highly encourage you to, if you're watching, listening, use the chat to add your own perspective. That's the real power of a group like this, is all the experience and the perspective and the resources that you may have identified on your own as well. Patricia Bridges, thank you so much. I know you're in Illinois.
Yes, I am. I'm glad that you waited to acknowledge me so that Laura could be here. I was looking around for her. Let me first of all say good afternoon to everyone. You, Bill, Beth, and everybody in the audience. Number one, congratulations to you both. I am the byproduct. I am your child, yours and Laura's, mashed together for all of the, I'm a continuous educational person, right? I've taken every class. I brilliance because of what you and Laura have taught me. And you've taught me, Laura, how to find it first on your own and then ask a question. So with that said, I know your book is going to just scoot off the shelves and burn a path. I've been getting so many attorneys. I am not upset about that at all. I'm not bragging. I'm not complaining. I have a question.
Yeah.
We've been getting in a week over 20 quitclaim deeds. And I don't ask questions, but is that trying to save property so that it's not lost? In your opinion, either one of you, Beth, Laura, Bill? Of course, like I said, and I've been doing it with attorneys present, with them not being present. I'm just curious if you have any feedback at all.
Yeah.
Good question. I have some more. I have a question just to reiterate, because a quitclaim deed just transfers the property. So are you seeing people transferring it into somebody else's name, or is it name changes? Like, what's happening?
That's what they're doing. They're transferring it. And oftentimes I see a family gathered at the table or in the conference room to sign. And like I say, I don't ask questions. I'm very pleasant and supportive. And it's usually an elder person with the other 2 or 3 younger people. And that was just my curiosity that I have.
I love that you have this kind of curiosity too, because I love discovering trends. That's why I love seeing data so much. Laura, what are you seeing, or what perspective do you have?
Well, a couple things. One, just as you said, Bill, a quitclaim deed is really a quick and dirty kind of way to transfer without any guarantees the ownership of a property from one person to another. It's also used as a cleanup deed when somebody's name's misspelled. There's just a lot of purposes for it. And one of the ways that people use it is parents transfer to their children, adult children, property. I think that there could be reasons why that's a good way to do it, but there are so many other ways, such as put it through a trust. Another one is if in their state, and I don't know if, I think you have it in your state, which is a transfer upon death deed. So it's an automatic change at that time. But for the most part, having seniors especially transfer property to their kids there are tax issues with that, number one. And number two, sometimes those children don't stay grateful very long. And they can sell the property, they can kick them out of the property. There's just like a lot of not good stuff happening. So I tend to be a little more nosy. But if there's an attorney there, I'm not as nosy because the attorney's doing his job. But when there's not an attorney present, then I'm more nosy about what's going on because I want to make sure that this is their idea, not the kid's idea.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent perspective on that too. Beth, any perspective that you'd offer on this?
No, nothing beyond that. Laura did a really good job of describing that. It is kind of a quick and dirty way to transfer property, and sometimes for nefarious reasons, either now or something happens in the future. But yeah, nothing to add.
Here's what's kind of cool about this, Patricia, and I love that you're noticing the trend too, but because I've been reading articles about the transfer of wealth, and we're literally in one of the most unprecedented, or the beginning of an unprecedented transfer of wealth. It's in the trillions of dollars from one generation to the next. So I have a feeling that we'll start seeing a lot of these situations in one form or another. It might be trust. Trust is another huge opportunity. It might be deeding property and other types of assets as well.
The attorney was there. It was Spanish speaking for the last 3 or 4. They've been calling me back quite a bit. I've been able to pick up bits and pieces, but it seems that, and I typically leave after I've done my part and they're still there. I'm getting the impression or the feeling that maybe to save the property, it's going back to the senior people of the family. That's the impression that I got. Have nothing to back it up with, just the feeling that I have. And normally whoever the senior person or people are, they're always thanking me for being there because I try to be inclusive of them and, you know, taking part of it and having to do the journal and explaining that and everything as best I could and hoping that they understand. But I've never had 20 in a week. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Actually, Patricia, I just want to say, because you just clarified something for me, it's going the other way. It's meaning it's going back to the older people. And I do a lot of those, particularly in the Hispanic culture, where they buy it as a family and all their names are on it, and then they take off the kids later. That's different than when it started with just them and now they're giving it to the kids. You're talking about it going up the chain, because maybe the kids now are going to buy their own place, or maybe the kids now need to not be encumbered with that property. So there's some other business reasons why that might be happening.
That makes sense. I didn't think of that because I know that their culture, and I learned it on TNT, with the gentlemen, they typically have their mother's last name as well as their father's last name. It's their last name. So that was never a shock when I first saw that happening. But that might be what it's doing, that their children help the older parents to buy property. And now they're giving it back so that they can get their own.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's why they call you, isn't that what you told me? Something about that, Laura, is that why they call you the goat? Thank you.
Yeah, that's why we call her the goat. Patricia, thank you so much for kicking off our question. I'd love to reward you. And I know you've already purchased our book, probably on Kindle. Would you like a hard copy of Beyond Loan Signings mailed to your home address?
I would love that. Would you be so kind, both of you, some kind of way to autograph it for me? I would really be starstruck.
We might have to work that out.
Yeah.
Do you take electronic signatures? Can we do that via Ron? We'll figure out how to do that. I'll send you the copy, and then hopefully I'll see you in Philly or somewhere where we can get that signed, Patricia.
That's a bet. Thank you both. Bye-bye.
I'm going to have Trisha reach out to you in the private chat right now. Trisha, can you reach out to Patricia Bridges? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Jen Cooper. Well, real quick, Jen, before you come up, because I saw a question in the chat. Will hard copy books be available to purchase at the NNA conference? We don't know yet. We're working on it. are working on getting the bulk amount of those printed. We're hoping that we're going to have them there and we can have some fun distributing those too. But that brings up a great segue to talk about NNA conference. Their full conference pass is already sold out. But if you are in the area, or if you want to travel and you want to hang out and be in the orbit of all those people attending at conference and just be at Talking Stick, the resort and casino, those tickets are still available for the workshops and exhibits pass. And there's some amazing workshops in there. Me, Laura, and Jen are presenting on living trust presentations, the next big boom. Plus there's dozens of others filled up in that schedule for 2 days. I'm going to post that link in here. You can just go to nationalnotary.org as well if you want to check that out. Jen Cooper, thank you for your patience. Come on up.
Hi guys, Jen Cooper from California. To Patricia's thing, I've been getting between 3 to 6 calls asking me to provide quitclaim deeds over the last month. And I know we've had some title fraud in California recently, so everybody just beware. Notaries can't provide documents anyways, but that's happened. My question, to do long-term adoption, the adoption journey notarizations, do I need a special stamp, the Embosser stamp?
Great question, Laura Biewer. What's your take on that?
I would suggest you have one because there's going to be countries that are going to demand it.
Okay.
Even though that's an optional tool for us in California, there are countries that want to see our seal on every single piece of paper, and we cannot do that with our ink seal. So reserve your ink seal for your certificate and use the embosser on all the pages.
Okay, thanks.
That's a fun chapter in Beyond Loan Signings, is it not, Jen? Did you get there yet? Okay, good. That was one of our favorites to write. Those international adoptions, every notary I've talked to has participated, and Laura in particular, who specializes in that specialty, just loves the feeling, all the feels around those appointments. Jen Cooper, I know you were the first that had a copy of our hard copy book, I think. I'd still love to gift you one of those books just for participating in TNT today. Can we either send it to you to give as a gift to somebody?
Send it my way and I will give it away, because
all right.
the more of them you send, the more I'm going to give to people. Just give it to me. Yeah.
All right, you got it. Thank you so much for all your support, Jen. I really appreciate it. And then Trisha, if you'd reach out to Jennifer Cooper. Thank you. Dantes, thank you so much for being here. What state are you in and how can we help?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Dantes, and I'm here in Arizona. I've been here for 5 years.
All right.
I've got a quick question that's like pretty much just for Arizona. So I have an out-of-state license, driver's license, but I have residency here in Arizona. So do I have to give up my out-of-state driver's license and switch over to Arizona to be a notary?
Good question. Shoot, Beth, do you have the answer to that immediately?
Well, I think that you can be identified as Dantes when you do your application and sign off on your bond and take your oath of office, and they can identify you with that out-of-state driver's license. But there's another regulation you need to be aware of, and that is you have 30 days from the time that you move to the state of Arizona to get an Arizona driver's license. So don't know that that would necessarily affect your commission. But you do need to update that driver's license for sure.
That's a really good point, Beth. I was thinking the process to become a notary in Arizona, I don't think they'd even know about that because they just wouldn't. And the notary that notarizes your bond wouldn't even care because that they could take your state. But if we want to talk about integrity, part of the integrity, we're in an office of integrity. Part of the integrity of moving to the state of Arizona is to adhere to those laws. So I'd say not required, but you probably want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's just, well, I'm in a different situation. So my job allows me to keep my out-of-state stuff.
Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. Dantes, thank you so much for the question. Welcome to the industry. Thanks for being here on TNT. And I'd love to give you a prize just for participating today. Can I mail you a fresh copy of our book?
Yeah, no problem. That'd be great.
All right, I'm going to have Trisha White reach out to you in the private chat right now, and she'll get you taken care of.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Let's take a moment right now too, since we were just talking about NNA conference, Laura, Jen, and I in NBB, Notary Business Builder, we're sponsoring a Topgolf event limited to just 50 people. And there's only a few spots left. So don't get mad at me if I post this link and you want to go, but there's no seats left. I apologize. We're capped out at 50 seats, but we do have a few left. I'd love for you to be there. There's not a requirement that you attend conference. There's not a requirement that you're an NBB member. But if you'd like to hang out with some of the movers and shakers of the industry world and some top-notch notaries in Scottsdale, I invite you to do so. It's only $50, includes dinner and 2 hours of play. It's Monday night, June 5th from 7:30 to 9:30. You can register at notarycoach.com/Topgolf. But the only caveat is you've got to dress in the most ridiculous golf outfit you have, and we're giving away prizes for that. It's got a Caddyshack theme to it, and you can't wait till you see the goat's outfit. She went all
I'm
out.
ready.
Yeah. I love it. And all I found is a hat so far, so I'm still working on it. Manuel Puga, thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to unmute, tell us what state you're in and how we can help.
Hi, I'm in California, and my question that I have is, I already have a website, but when I search my own website, I noticed that other links, they have at the very end, they have a green check mark. But when I look myself on internet, my website, it doesn't, the green check mark doesn't appear on all my pages, what do you call it, website pages. Has anybody experienced that?
When you say the green link, you mean like the secure, like your security certificate?
No. So when I do a search on Google, right, like any website, I notice that the link that appear on the search bar, Google search bar, it's most of those links they have at the very end, they have like a green check mark. And I did a research on that, and it says something that Google has verified those websites, but it's just weird that mine don't have it. Just like for mine, it appears just a question mark rather than a green check mark. And I was wondering if anybody has experience.
Yeah, so Manuel, so it's not every page, but it's just some of your pages. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know for sure. It's a little outside my pay grade, but it does sound like it's just indexing issue, like the spider bots haven't identified your pages yet. But you said you did some research. Is that what you learned?
Yes.
So do you want to know how to have Google index your pages?
My pages are already indexed, not all of them, most of them, but even the ones that are already indexed, the check mark, the green check mark doesn't appear at the end. And I was wondering if there's a way that I can fix that or make the green check mark appear. And sometimes I don't know if that is causing my website to not come out on the first page. I'm always like the second.
Yeah, I think that's I love that you're curious and taking action on that. So it's going to be far outside my pay grade, but we have an amazing group of notaries and trainers and resourceful entrepreneurs on this call. So if anybody has any suggestions, resources, contacts, anybody who might know how to get that verified Google check mark, please post that in the chat from Manuel today. If not, Manuel, we can check with Tyler. I've got some great resources. Tyler or Jim Allen. I'm not sure if that'll fit into his category of expertise, but we can certainly try. Trisha, will you reach out to Manuel for me and do two things? Send him a free copy of Beyond Loan Signings just for participating today. Thank you very much. And then also send him my cell phone number. So Manuel, you can text me and I will connect you to one of those two people if they can help you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Hey, Manuel, you know, I know that you're hooked in with Notary Stars as well, and Ronnie might be able to help you with that too.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Yes, I will see him on tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. All right. iPhone, welcome. Tell us your name, what state you're in, and how we can help. iPhone.
Is that me?
Yes.
Yes, hi.
Start talking.
I'm
and that
sorry,
is-
Mike. That's me,
Go
or
ahead.
is that? Because
Oh, wait.
I'm not sure.
It's
if that's
not
me.
Nancy. We got Nancy.
Okay,
It's the
sorry.
person in front of Nancy. Yeah, no problem, Nancy. We'll come right up to you. It's iPhone.
Hi, my name is Quintus, also iPhone. I have just one quick question
Yeah.
with regard to I have a signing tomorrow with a California property, and it has on one page it has a trust acknowledgement for the signer to sign, followed by a blank all-purpose acknowledgement. I'm not sure if I should fill out the all-purpose acknowledgement, if that's associated with the trust acknowledgement page prior to that. That's my only question. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Quintus. Thanks for being here. So am I understanding correctly that the document itself already has the notarial certificate and then there's a blank all-purpose behind?
No, the document itself just has trust acknowledgement wording for the signer, but not for the notary. And followed by the following pages, the all-purpose acknowledgement. So I don't know how to deal with that type of all-purpose acknowledgement signing, because the it just has a trust acknowledgement wording on it for the signer to sign, and then the following page just have the all-purpose acknowledgement. So
Okay,
I don't know.
so listen, this is a California property. You have one of two choices. You can compare that all-purpose acknowledgement to see if it meets the California requirements. Use one of your good certificates that you know is good and compare it. And if it doesn't have all the elements that your certificate has, replace it. If it has all the matching elements, then you can use it.
Okay, so I guess my question is not whether I should use it. Is it linked to the previous document, which is the all-purpose, which is the trust acknowledgement with just the signer on a separate page?
That's fine. It can be on a separate page. Are the pages numbered?
No.
Well, that's
No, it
unfortunate.
just has-
Sometimes that's a
it's-
helpful way. But you're telling me
No,
you
and-
have a document, there's a place for the signer to sign, and the next page is the acknowledgement. That sounds like it all goes together. So then my next decision is that a usable certificate for me?
I'm not sure. And
Well, and I'm telling you how to tell, is that you match it up against one of yours. Do you have a pad of 100? Do you have some of your own good certificates?
yeah, I mean, I have no problem with using my own or the all-purpose acknowledgement certificate. It's just the acknowledgement on the top of the document. It says trustee acknowledgement, followed by where the signer is supposed to sign along with the verbiage and the date. And then that page is just shows 101. And then followed by that is just a blank all-purpose acknowledgement for California. So
Well,
I don't
another way
know.
you can make it attached if you're unsure is you can write "see attached" on the page where he signed it. And then name the document that the certificate goes to. So on the certificate, you name the document it belongs to, and after the signature line of that document, you print "see attached" with your initials. So now they know that has to go with that document.
Okay, so anywhere on the all-purpose acknowledgement, see attach, or the trustee acknowledgement, should I write the word see attach, the all-purpose acknowledgement?
I think what
Right.
also gets confusing here, Laura, too, and Quintus, tell me if this is what's happening, but the trustee acknowledgement and the all-purpose acknowledgement is two different uses of the word acknowledgement,
Right.
right?
Yes, that's the name of the document, is the trustee acknowledgement,
Right.
and which is one page, followed by the all-purpose acknowledgement, which is blank, which is the California all-purpose acknowledgement. So I don't know
Okay.
how to.
So
I don't
that
know
should
how
be
to do.
straightforward. That acknowledgement that follows the trustee's acknowledgement page, on that page at the bottom somewhere, print "see attached" certificate, so that since it's not stapled, since it's not numbered, we know that the following certificate belongs to it. Fill out that California acknowledgement certificate. And if
Okay.
there isn't a place to name the document it belongs to, you can print that at the bottom, but there's no reason for you to think it doesn't go together, I guess is what I'm saying. It's just that sometimes they'll call a document an acknowledgement, they'll call a signature line an acknowledgement, but it wasn't a notarial act until you see notarial verbiage.
All right.
So I
So
believe
just
it belongs. I believe it belongs to that document.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I've never seen, usually it would say one of two, they will number the
Yeah,
page
sometimes.
followed by the acknowledgement
Mhm.
or the document that is associated with on the following page.
But that's
So I
not
don't know.
always. That's sometimes. And sometimes they don't. If you would like specific, if you'd like me to look at this document and you want to text it to me, I can look at it and respond. When I see the document, I can confirm what I believe is happening or tell you something different.
Would that work
Okay,
for
I
you,
mean,
Quintus?
I'll play. I'm sorry?
Would that work for you? You want to just text it over to Laura and she'll just confirm?
Okay, yeah, I'm not able to do it right away, but yeah, I guess at some point.
Okay.
Or I can
Do you
reach out
have-
to the NNA.
Or yes, you can. You can reach out to the hotline as well. Do you have my phone number?
No, I'll just reach out to the NNA
Okay.
and see, how to deal with that situation. And thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Great question. Quintus, would you like a
Thank
copy
you.
of the Beyond Loan Signings book?
Yes, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
That'll
Thanks for
work.
participating today. I'm going to have Trisha White reach out to you right now. Okay.
Okay. How will she reach out? Through the chat or?
Yeah, through the chat right now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Thanks for being here.
All right, thank
So
you.
I
Bye.
might make one quick little comment. He didn't say how he received that document. If that was part of a loan signing assignment, oftentimes we get a bunch of APAs or all-purpose and acknowledgements thrown into our packages randomly, or sometimes there's 2 or 3 at the back. And we never really know what they're supposed to go to. So sometimes, if it's a loan signing package, Quintus, you might want to reach out to the person who sent it to you and say, are you wanting this notarial acknowledgement to be part of that trust acknowledgement? And if they say yes, then you have to kind of look at it as a loose certificate, which then, like Laura says, requires some information, at least on that certificate, to identify what document you intend for it to go with. If there's, 6 documents in a package, they could literally use that for anything. So you need to identify what document it is that loose certificate goes to. Does that make sense?
That's a great perspective and addition to that as well. And I think that's why, like Laura recommends the NNA's notarial certificates. As a member, you can download those for free, but they have the space so you can provide that information so you know which document that certificate is associated with.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. And Manuel Puga, Trisha is trying to reach you via chat to get you your free book. Please respond. Thank you. Thank you, Trisha. Nancy.
You got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Nancy in Florida, thank you so much for your patience. Welcome up. How can we help today?
Sure. I just want to share something that I learned today. I ordered my embosser from the NNA. I received it, tried it out, and went into a full panic because there's no commission information on it. So, and I looked it up. I was like, that's all supposed to be on there. My commission number, my expiration date, and all of that. So I did call the NNA and they said, nope. So if you're in the state of Florida, they no longer are putting that on there. The state of Florida says you buy one and you use it for as long as you're commissioned.
Florida is very similar to Arizona, Nancy, in that it's an additional tool. You cannot use it by itself. That's why they don't put any notarial information on it.
Okay, yeah, I was in a panic. I'm like, did I do it wrong?
You're fine.
Did I just order a toy?
Kind of. And it's a
Yeah,
fun toy.
right.
Yeah.
The whole reason I'm a notary was that Embosser, and then I've never had to use it.
A lot of fun. I keep having to touch them off. No,
I've
the
embossed
NNA told me
everything.
the state of Florida just changed that, so I just wanted to share that. That's all.
Well, thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing the information in a great forum like this. I'd love to offer you a free copy of our Beyond Loan Signings book just for participating. Would that be okay?
I would absolutely love that. Thank you.
Trisha White's going to reach out to you in the chat. Please take a look and get her your address information.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Jennifer Stewart, thanks for being here. What state are you in and how can we help?
Hey everyone, I am in California and I am an upcoming notary. I've passed my state exam, but I don't have my commission yet. So I'm literally just a sponge at this point, absorbing all of this fantastic information. And I'm so appreciative of everything that you guys are doing to put this on so that newbies like myself can come in and learn from you guys that have had the track record and the experience. But I did have a quick question. I am currently a realtor. My business partner and I are also realtors. So we have an extensive network of title companies, escrow companies, trust attorneys, real estate attorneys, and we have a pretty vast network of those professions at this point. So my question is it better to start with general notary work, or should we jump right in, take our loan signing course, pass that, and jump right into loan signings? Do you have a preference on that, or in your experience, which one do you think is better?
A great question. So Jennifer, first of all, welcome to the industry.
Thank you.
Found a very loving and supportive environment here. So thank you for being here. And I think you're going to get three great perspectives on this. So I'd like to start with Beth, just offer your opinion and what you would suggest for somebody in Jennifer's situation.
Honestly, Jennifer, I would tell you to do a mix of work.
Okay.
And the reason that I'm telling you to do that is the bulk of your income will likely, until you specialize in an area of general notary work, the bulk of your income might come from loan signings, even though the market's down just a little bit now. But the other thing about loan signings is if you get into a really good training program, you're going to learn some Notary 101 in that process as well. Sometimes we're kind of lacking in the industry as far as state training, knowing what your state regulations are. Tap on Laura's shoulder. She does state specific training and can help you that way. But in loan signings, if you get into a really good training program, notarystars.com, okay, if you get into a really good training program, you're going to be able to see the documents in advance. You're going to be able to look at those certificates and the type of notarial acts that they're asking you to do. And you're going to get comfortable with seeing things ahead of time. Too often in general notary work, you really don't know the whole picture until you're actually at the table, and that can be kind of intimidating.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to tell you to go one way or the other. Do a mix. Don't turn down general notary work
Okay.
because someone told you don't start there. And don't turn down loan signings because someone said, oh, it's too hard, don't start there.
Okay.
Leave yourself open and kind of dip your toe into the water on both sides of the dock and just see where you want to be with that. You'll get some good experience, and that's going to be half your education right there.
Thanks, Beth. Excellent perspective. Laura, what do you say?
So since you said right up front, you already have customers in line basically to use the loan signing service, I would get that training and get that going. For those who don't have that in place, then I'd say identify some specialties. It's less expensive to get into it and a little quicker to get return on investment. But if you already have all these clients set up that are just waiting for you to be commissioned and certified, then I'd get going on that.
Right. Perfect. Thanks, Laura.
Mhm.
All right, excellent. So I'm going to piggyback on what they both said. Excellent advice. I tend to agree with leveraging your current contacts right now, right? There's so much that you can do under the notary umbrella that you want to use the resources that take the least amount of energy. So in the loan signing world, I think that makes perfect sense, right? You've already got those connections. You already could sit down in an office or send an email and just say, hey, we're expanding our services and now we offer this. And they're already going to be elated. They're already going to be supportive. They're already going to be loving. So in addition to be able to provide that service, you're going to get immediate gratification. You're going to get that almost motivation to keep going because there's going to be some rough days, right? It's not going to, people aren't going to respond the way, you're not going to have as many appointments as you want, but getting these little wins right from the beginning is a huge advantage. So I would take advantage of that.
Great.
Then, just like Beth said, is because there's so much opportunity, and you nailed it right there. You said you have a network of attorneys already, estate planning attorneys, and that is the next big boom. That's what we're going to be talking about at the NNA conference, right? There is, as far as income goes, they're very similar. They're very similar because they're bundled packages. So if you wanted your first specialty that Beth hinted to, and Laura and I have just published that book about, that's where I would start. Focus on loan signings. You already know how to dance around the real estate transaction. You already know what it takes to cultivate relationships. That's 80% of the battle. The documents are just 20% when you have all the relationships down. And then you can very easily segue into the living trust presentations. And the reason I might suggest this order is that in order to be successful and thriving in the general notary work realm or even specialty notary work realm, there's going to be a lot of other skill sets that you need too. And this is going to be Google Business Profile. This is going to be website development. All those other little things, plus just learning how to get over the intimidating pressure of knowing how to look at a certificate when 2 people are staring at you, right? Like all of that is compounded on top of that. So I think if you did loan signings, living trust, and then the rest, you'd have a, I don't know what sports analogy, triple hitter.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All the information. I'm on all your podcasts all the time, and I feel like I'm just trying to absorb as much information as I possibly can. And there's so much valuable information that you guys are sharing, and I appreciate what you're doing for the industry because it really is valuable. You kind of get scared a little bit when you take that exam and you're like, they really just teach you about all the stuff that's going to go wrong and how many ways you can go to jail and how many fines you're going to have. And you're like, my gosh, I'm doing this like, I don't want to go to jail. And it's a little bit intimidating, but then I do believe that this is the next segue into my real estate business, that I can offer a public service to my community that I can be able to offer that. So I'm excited. My business partner is excited as well. And I wanted to make one quick comment, if it's okay, going back to the quitclaim deed. I know that is an up and coming trend. A lot of people are doing that. I'm seeing that as well. I'm hearing a lot about that right now. One thing that a quitclaim deed does not do, it does not transfer the loan liability. So it might transfer the liability off the property, but if you signed your name on the loan document, it doesn't release you from that loan liability. You still have that as well. And not that as notaries, we would be advising on that. I just thought somebody might find that interesting.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. That is absolutely true. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And again, welcome to the industry. I can't wait to see where you go.
Thank you.
Beth gave you great suggestions for Notary Stars training. Laura offers the real world training in Florida specifically. One of our NBB members, an amazing person who's going to be one of our facilitators at conference. Her name is Janae Blatch. She's the founder of the Florida Academy of Notaries. And she's got a great community, lots of free resources here. Now, here's what I also want to touch on. This is not necessarily just for you, but for everybody too, Jennifer, is there is a ton of resources. If you're on my email list, you see how many resources I send out. I send out lots of emails, lots of information. We've got the podcast, we've got Zoom calls, there's Clubhouse, there's all of this information. We don't have an information problem in this industry. We often have an implementation or an execution problem.
Absolutely.
So at some point, you have to sit down, you have to say, all right, I've got enough information to take the next 5 steps. Sketch out what those next 5 steps are and implement as you go, because it can be, this industry in particular is prone to analysis paralysis, right? There's so much, and if you're an opportunity person, if you're an optimist, then you're going to see all these different things that you can do in this business. I still struggle with this. I got to all right, off the plate, because there's so much you can do. At some point, you got to sit down and focus and just sketch it out. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the loan signing certification. We're going to work that for 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, 2 weeks, whatever you decide for yourself. And then you're going to start adding on those other additions and cultivating those relationships.
Yeah, we have a Trello board already started that we check off a couple things, but we add 5 more, and then we check off a couple things and we add 5 more. So, but we are working on getting our website up and our Google My Business page and Facebook and Instagram pages going, all that good stuff. So a lot of the stuff that we've learned from having a successful real estate business, we're transferring that over to the notary business, just being visible in public and being able to get that going. So yeah, I think all of it is just incredibly valuable.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Would you like a free copy of Beyond Loan Signings for you and your
Oh
business?
my gosh, I would be so grateful to that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it. Trisha, let's send Jennifer 2 books because she's got a business partner jumping in on with her as well.
Oh, thank you, Bill. That's really nice. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Enjoy and good luck on your business. Since we do have so many new notaries on today's call that are excited about starting their business, I want to also tell you about another incredible resource available to you from Jennifer Cooper, who was up earlier, based in California, but she's developed a business essentials course that will help guide you to the actual startup part of the business. And I want to post that link here in the chat.
That link I gave you, Bill, was for the notary resource page.
Oh, great. Tell us about that.
Well, the notary resource page is really cool, especially for new notaries and for notaries that have been around for a while. I have pulled together some of our best trainers, and notaries that have created innovation and things like that for notaries in one place. It's a small fee and you get access to Sign and Thrive, you get access to Laura's library, you get access to online journals and so much more, and discounts to these things and a lot of freebies. I put that link in there. That link you're going to put in there, Bill, that will take them to that. I will follow up with a notary business essentials course as well. Thank you for talking about it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jen. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see if we can get a few more questions in here. Faith Hutton, thanks for being here. Tell everybody what state you're in and how we can help. Faith, you're not on mute, but I still can't hear you. We'll come back to you. I'll keep you on the list. See if you can hit the microphone button and choose a different microphone in Zoom. Debbie Nichols Hudson, welcome. Hi, nice to see you.
I'm getting the Nichols name in there because I'm going to be dropping Hudson. So I'm looking at the itinerary or, topics for the NNA conference, and there's so many wonderful sessions. And, I see that you and Laura and Jen all have like 3 presentations. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And are those topics going to be covered in NBB at a later date? So I could choose a different session, or is this going to be like a one-time only presentation?
Ooh, good question. So I would say, so the first one, the Living Trust presentation, is pretty unique. However, what we are creating will be pretty exclusive to NBB after conference, Debbie. So you'll get way more detailed and ongoing training for the Living Trust or the Trust Delivery Agent opportunity that we talk about in the book. The other 2 are panel conversations, and those can be kind of wild, and there's no way to know where those conversations are going to go.
Okay.
We are targeting them to talk about specific themes, but based on the questions from the audience and how much energy drink I've had or how many vitamins I've had, you never know where that's going to go.
So I think the first one in the agenda is Notary Entrepreneur, an intimate business building conversation. And that's on Monday at 1:30.
Yes.
And then the trust presentation is Monday at 3.
Yeah, right after that.
Yeah. Okay.
So how much of us can you take in one day?
A lot.
Laura, do you have any perspective on that for NBB members who are going to conference?
I don't think you're going to get, it's not going to be recorded. And we don't know how the conversation's going to go. So those who are there for it will get to hear whatever rolls out. It's going to be pretty, it's not scripted out with slides, with, a PowerPoint and all of that. So if you want a more personal type of conversation with us, then I would attend the panels. The trust, we are taking further steps, and that will come out in NBB. So
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
and that'll be available probably either that day in the NBB material or shortly thereafter. Debbie.
Great.
So I
That's
would say
wonderful information, because there's so much content there, and I want to get the most out of it. And you can't do all of it.
No, you can't, no matter how much you try.
No.
But I will be at Top Golf.
All
Haven't
right,
got my
good.
outfit yet.
All right. Awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much, and looking forward to seeing you again. All right, Faith, did we get that microphone worked out?
Okay, can you all hear me better now?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah.
Hey, Faith.
Okay, great. So I'm from the Woodlands, Texas, and I have a couple of questions. And my first question is regarding my Google My Business page. So I was verified by phone, but now they want me to do a video from my street sign to my home. Does anybody know much about that? Is that a continuous recording from the street sign to the door? And I don't know.
Yes. They just want to make sure that you're a real business.
Okay, okay.
And
So
it can
they
be
keep
quick
the
because it's
recording.
probably your house, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. And so my second question is, I'm also an apostille facilitator,
Great.
and this is in regards to international adoption. I understand I may need an embosser, but is it mandatory with the ink stamp also?
Yeah, great question, Faith. Laura, do you want to clarify the reason for the embosser on some of these international adoption paperwork?
Yeah, the embosser is really an additional tool that is more recognizable by foreign countries because they use similar types of tools. Most of our states have a requirement for reproducible image, meaning black and white stamp that can be photocopied. So the embosser doesn't do that. And so you would only use it in addition to your seal on the certificate.
So Faith, the reason for that is some countries require every page have the embosser seal.
Right.
But because of your notary laws, you can't put your ink notary seal on every single page. There has to be a notarial act or certificate along with that. So that's why.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for being here. Would you like a free copy of Beyond Loan Signings?
I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You got it. I'm going to have Trisha reach out to you right now. Debbie,
Okay.
I'm going to have Trisha reach out to you too. I'd love to send you a copy, although I'll see you next week. Let's just do it next week. Laura and I can even sign it. We'll see you at conference. How's that? Okay, wonderful.
Oh,
So
wow,
Trisha,
thanks.
okay, Trisha, if you can reach out to Faith and we'll have that mailed out to her. And then I'll talk really slowly while we do that. Laura, any closing words before I know you have to go shortly?
I do. And so thank you guys for being here today and asking such great questions and making this a great community that sparks interesting conversations. I really enjoy being here with you. Thanks.
All right, thank you. And remember, you can get your copy of Laura's first book at beyondloansignings.com, both in the paperback edition and the Kindle edition. Beth, this is your last day, at least for the May run, right? Or is it? We have one more? Then we're going to let you say goodbye next week. Is that June 1st? Hold on. Someone tell me. I want to make sure I get you up here in time.
No, I think that's in that May 31st.
Next week is May 30th.
So we have plenty of time.
Okay.
So Beth, thank you so much for making time for us today and for next week. Truly appreciate you adding your perspective and expertise to this conversation. And for all of you on today's show, thank you for growing yourself and your business on a Tuesday. We will see you again, same time, same place next week, 12 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, Pacific time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.